What about, do you guys have an area designated for some more heavy manufacturing type of zoning?
So we have some areas to the east of the railroad tracks that we're looking at, proper zoning for it.
Gotcha.
So there'll be an opportunity there, as well as perhaps a little bit south on the south end of town. And then as we look out to the west, a lot of that has been, kind of purchased or claimed by developers, but they haven't totally planned out their commercial aspect of it. Because again, we've mandated frontage for commercial.
Gotcha.
There are some opportunities for some heavy industrial here.
Gotcha.
And we're still looking at annexation all the time. We were discussing 500 acres this morning to here, another 800 there.
Yeah,
So,
that's good to know. So there are a lot of companies in South Korea currently. They believe moving to America for their manufacturing plants and everything is something that they want to do. Just because the new tariffs and everything that's happening around the world, it's more beneficial to start manufacturing in America.
Absolutely.
To provide jobs here and to be able to distribute as USA made, right?
Absolutely,
So.
absolutely. A company I work for is trying to do the same thing. They're looking for a place in the States, very specifically do assembly, here to take advantage of that and bring jobs back to the States.
That's right, that's right.
We need jobs here. Our citizens need jobs. The cost of living is not going down.
No.
And so, those types of jobs are highly sought after.
Good.
And we have I think we have a very capable population.
Yes. I mean, the entire DFW area, we have so many universities here. People that grew up here are very well educated. They, have a degree or so, especially in Justin with people working in Alliance Center, really close to North Fort Worth there. I mean, everybody is very, very well equipped here.
Well, Texas State Technical College just moved to Denton.
Okay, yeah.
And they have an outlet over here off of, it's got a Justin address, but it's off of 114 by the mall down here.
Which projects or areas should investors watch closely in the next 3 to 5 years in Justin?
I'm telling you that I think the sports complex out west of town is going to be huge because it's not just a sports complex. It is a nucleus of economic growth out there. They're looking at doing hotels out there. Several have approached us, doing some mixed retail where you've got your kind of business on the bottom, residents above that. And there's been a little fight against that in the past, but now they're open to it. And so that's going to happen. Justin Town Center, it is on the brink of just exploding. There's going to be so many cool businesses in there. So we're going to have everything, all kinds of food, antiques to boutiques. We're going to have your mom and pops to big developments. I mean, everything coming to Justin. I mean, it's going to be just, it's awesome because it's almost master planned, if you would.
Yeah. So, you guys are. I mean, it was a smaller town, but you were able to prepare it for a long time for the growth. So
absolutely,
that's amazing, and that's probably the reason why you've paved the road in the beginning, for this growth to happen now.
Well, and some key words that you might want to hear is we actually did a TERS overlay.
Yeah.
So there's some of that going on. We've got gas to some of these buildings and areas, so we can get gas. If you're going to do a restaurant, we have the ability to do that. And so we've got different types of programs set up in order to facilitate commercial growth.
So what he's talking about is a government incentive to put down infrastructure so that businesses, houses, multifamily, those could all grow as part of the city. So the gas is important. We need restaurants. Houses need gases for heating up and everything. And you guys all have that planned out. And
absolutely. We have water. We don't have a water problem. We don't have a wastewater problem, and we don't have a gas problem.
That's good.
All those are big challenges.
Right. Those are the most costing challenges.
Absolutely.
Electricity, people are always asking, those are easy to just bring forth, right? But gas and water, especially sewer is so difficult.
It is, and so we've looked ahead, and we're about 50% capacity in our existing plant, but we were already contracted to pump all that over to Roanoke.
Okay.
And so they're doing the engineering phase, so we're not going to have a problem with sewage at all.
Wow. See, this is actually really good news because a lot of smaller cities that around DFW, their biggest challenge is sewers.
Absolutely.
And us Koreans know about Taylor, Texas. They had issues with that, and that city is not growing as fast as it should because of sewer issues.
Well, the Taylor Ducks made some poor decisions early on, right?
Right.
But we recognize, because it's always better to learn from other people's failures.
Right.
And I think a lot of the shortcomings of cities is they get people in that they don't worry about the future. They're just kicking cans now and they're not preparing.
Right.
And so we fought some hard battles, moving forward. But it's always been with the foresight in recognition that, okay, this is where we are now. Where are we in 5 years? Where are we in 10 years? And so we create a strategic plan that looks like now, but it gets us out 5-10 years.
Gotcha.
And so part of that was a gas line. Part of this a TERS, a tax incremental rebate zone. You know, all those things help businesses, they help the city, and they help foster commercial growth.
Right.
And really what we're looking for is enough commercial growth to offset the burden of tax dollars on our residents.
On the residents.
You know, so we get the restaurants they want, we get the shops and stores they want.
Yep.
You know, we need, honestly, right now, on top of everything else, I need a 24-hour clinic. You know, we don't have a clinic here. You know, so
okay.
You know, so that'd be a really good thing to bring here. And by the way, the closest one is either in Hazlitt, which is quite a bit south, or over towards Denton and Roanoke area.
Gotcha.
So
even North Lake and Argyle don't have one close by.
Not to my knowledge.
Okay,
so.
If that's the case, we do have tenants that we've worked with.
Yeah.
And if they're looking to expansion, then we'll definitely look into
Hey,
that.
we've got space. We got space.
What about industrial? You guys are looking for any industrial?
Absolutely. So we just came off of a big long ordeal where we were able to negotiate a rezoning to get light industrial. So there's a huge property right now that's been rezoned light industrial. They have spaces in there that are obviously going to be on the market here shortly to get that in. We're looking to do additional light industrial. We've protected our 156 corridor for things, commercial, especially towards the south. So we need light industrial. I think they'll fill up quickly. There's an area north of Justin, probably half a mile north of Justin, and they put in a bunch of metal buildings with some aggregate bottoms on them, and they're full. I mean, there's probably 40 customers up there moving. There's liquor stores, tattoo shops, vape shops, those kinds of things. The stuff that we may not necessarily want in Justin.
Sure.
But they fill up quickly.
Gotcha,
and so I think anywhere where we can set up, some light industrial spaces, it's going to grow. Our people need jobs.
Sure.
So.
Okay, we're going through most of these questions, and we're almost towards the end. So what potential risks come from Justin's rapid growth? For example, infrastructure, annexation, and so forth. And how is the city addressing them?
So, with growth, comes infrastructure issues.
Right.
Now, we were thinking in advance in putting in above ground water storage, and groundwater storage. And when we did that, we knew engineering wise, and the numbers said we need 350,000 gallons up, 350,000 gallons on the ground. So we did $1 million up, $1 million down.
Oh, wow.
Because it made sense. It cost us a little bit up front, but we had a developer help us finance that.
Sure.
And they participated, so that helped. We are working very closely with our county commissioner, Diane Edmondson, to help fund and get ahead of all the engineering for the 407 coming through here.
Gotcha.
And so the homes that were going down, all the land they bought, that's all been cleared for the most part. But the final engineering's got to be done. So instead of waiting for TxDOT to get to it, we're going to do it.
Wow.
And so we're preparing for that. And that'll be ultimately, I believe, 6 lanes divided. We're going to build 4 lanes, the outside 4 lanes, and build the other one in the future. But that goes all the way to 287.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That's a big highway that connects Amarillo all the way down to way down. Yeah,
it goes all the way to southeast Texas. It's even bigger than that, and most people don't know this. Right now, they're doing a study to turn that into an interstate highway.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and they're well on their way. That becomes the interstate highway. 407 dumps onto it. If you can imagine, it's just 4 miles west of Justin. So not only have we looked at infrastructure, we've done enough planning to really look at what can we do to make money off of some of these things that help facilitate us continue to do the same thing.
That is great. As a mayor, you've done some really, really amazing work. That's so admirable.
I've got a really good team. I'm very blessed with the fact that we hired a city manager, but at the same time I became mayor, and he had almost 20 years of experience.
Wow! And
so he'd seen a lot of these things. We made a very good decision with him. But I'm one of a team. We're a family here in Justin, and while I do my best to steer the ship, it's still a ship.
Gotcha.
But we're doing well. We're incredibly blessed in this town, and I'm just thankful to be here.
Gotcha. We've had a lot of questions, learned about Justin. To wrap this up, what are your 3 the most amazing things that you can say about Justin?
I tell you, we are a hometown. The citizens fight
Yeah.
and recognize that we're a hometown. They want to preserve that. Even the new people coming into town, they immediately become Justin people. Whenever you're outside the state of Texas, people ask where you're from. You say Texas. When you're outside this country, you say Texas.
That's right.
You're proud. Well, people from Justin say Justin, Texas.
Ah.
So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that we've been able to embrace the growth and plan strategically ahead for it. And I'm proud of the elected officials that we have, that they understand what the goal is.
Sure.
And they help legislate in a position that moves us forward in that goal without putting up roadblocks.
Gotcha. Teamwork. Man,
Teamwork,
that's amazing.
absolutely. We're family.
See, family-oriented, hometown Justin.
Absolutely.
We had an honor to have Mayor James Clark here with us today. He has, really shown his passion for Justin. I feel like I'm part of Justin now.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of opportunities here, y'all. Seriously, there's commercial that needs to feed the residential that's blooming here. We've heard about the industrial that needs to happen on the east side of town. There's a lot of things going on here. So, stay tuned. We have some projects hopefully coming soon to Justin that Texas Legacy will be also promoting as well. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. And again, thank you so much for joining us.
Growing the legacy together.
Yes, sir. That's
Thank you.
right.
All right.
Justin Legacy.
Justin Legacy.
Thank y'all.